warm welcome. You've joined us on a very special edition of Commodity Central here on ET Now. I'm Akshaya Tritiya, and on this auspicious occasion of Akshaya Tritiya, the festival of prosperity, wealth and new beginnings, we will be diving into the world of precious metals. We have a stellar lineup lined up for you on the show over the next 30 minutes. But before that, let's take a look at the commodity of the day, rather the month or even the year, and that is gold. They say all that glitters is not gold. But well, when it comes to investing across asset classes, everything that is glittering certainly is gold. Gold has been a timeless metal. It has glittered through crises, wars and even rate cycles. When uncertainty strikes, equity markets tumble, commodities cool off and cryptos crack. That's exactly when investors rush to one metal, and that is gold. And it has indeed proven to be a safe haven asset. Here's a report on the factors driving the move and the outlook going forward. Have a look. As gold continues to hit new highs in 2025, let's decode gold's extraordinary journey. From just $35 per ounce in 1970, gold has now crossed $3,300 per ounce in the global market, implying a 9% CAGR over the last 55 years. Gold's long-term story has been all about preservation of wealth, especially during uncertain times. In fact, the price return of the yellow metal has been at par with Nifty over the last 10 years, clocking an 11% CAGR, and even over the last 20 years, it is not far behind. Here's a fun fact for you. Back in 1990, 1 kg gold was enough to buy a Maruti 800 car. In 2005, the same gold could buy you an Innova. And guess what? In 2025, 1 kg of gold can get you a luxury BMW or an Audi. But will the price surge continue the way it has over the last 50 years? That, of course, only time will tell. So what's fueling the surge? Geopolitical tensions from Ukraine to the Middle East are lifting safe haven demand. Central banks globally continue to buy the yellow metal. Countries like China and India are steadily adding to their gold reserves. Negative real yields and inflation worries are also turning investors towards hard assets. And with global debt ballooning, gold is increasingly seen as an insurance. Gold topped lifetime highs recently after a retreat of global investors from US assets, especially from the US dollar, which fell to a 3-year low after President Donald Trump put pressure on the US Federal Reserve for an immediate rate cut. Whether it's inflation, currency debasement, or geopolitical flashpoints, gold has always stood the test of time. But even when it comes to silver, price return profile has been equally overwhelming. ETF inflows in gold too continue to surge. Gold ETFs saw an inflow of 226.5 metric tons worth $21.1 billion in the first quarter of FY25, the largest amount since the first quarter of 2022. The active start of the year follows a modest net inflow to gold inflows in 2024 after 3 years of outflows caused by high interest rates. But while investors cheer the rally, it's the government of India that's now facing the heat, courtesy sovereign gold bonds that it has been issuing since November 2015. Gold prices have nearly tripled since then, and reports suggest government's liabilities under these schemes have now reached 1.2 trillion rupees. Interestingly, some experts note that the government has not clarified whether these bonds were ever hedged. But has the surge in gold prices impacted demand? It certainly has. Jewelers Association says consumption demand fell by 8% in volume terms this wedding season. But on the flip side, investment demand has seen a steady uptick, driven largely by recency bias or FOMO, as we may call it.
As of now, the demand is slow by 8% in weight terms. So last year, if we had a demand of, let's say, 200 ton during the season, so this year we may see it around 180 tons or 182 tons. But if we talk in terms of money or in terms of value, then we are up by a 10 to 12%. So I don't see that the major impact on the demand has happened due to the higher prices. In fact, the people, those who sold because of the news that the gold is going to come down at 56,000, they are coming back to buy their gold.
As gold continues to dazzle on the charts, the question remains, is this the peak or just another pause before the next leg higher? Although gold has fallen nearly 6% from its record of $3,500 per ounce amid signs of easing trade tensions, brokerage houses continue to remain bullish. But whether you are a cautious investor or a market watcher, one thing is for sure, gold will always be worth its weight. What a rally it has been for the yellow metal, isn't it? But now you must be wondering what is so special about Akshaya Tritiya? Why is it celebrated in the first place? Well, Akshaya Tritiya is divided into two parts. Akshaya, which implies eternal, and the term Tritiya signifies the third day of the Shukla Paksha. It is believed that performing auspicious activities such as buying assets, starting a new job on this day is associated with lifelong prosperity and happiness. In fact, according to mythology, it is believed that several events took place on Akshaya Tritiya, making it an auspicious day. But after the recent surge in gold prices, are buyers still queuing up to buy gold on this auspicious day? Should you be buying gold after the recent rally? And how much percentage of your portfolio allocation should be done to the yellow metal? To discuss exactly this, we now have a panel of experts joining us on the show today. Dilshad Bilimoria, founder and chief financial planner at Bazar Consultants Private Limited, Naveen Mathur, who is the director of commodities and currencies at Anand Rathi Wealth, and Parag Shah, CEO and director, Kisna Diamond and Gold, are now joining us. Gentlemen and Ms. Dilimoria, thank you so much for taking your time out and joining us here on ET Now. And Mr. Shah, first I would like to come to you. How has demand been today versus last Akshaya Tritiya, especially because of the kind of 33% up move that we have seen over the last 1 year? Are buyers still queuing up, or has the demand momentum faded because of the surge in gold prices? How have footfalls been today?
नमस्कार, गुड आफ्टरनून एंड आप सबको अक्षय तृतीया की बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं हैं आपको और सारे व्यूअर्स को. विशिंग यू ऑल अ वेरी हैप्पी अक्षय तृतीया because today's Akshaya Tritiya, the day started a little early and the day is encouraging because the footfall has been picking up, conversions are been picking up, and there are many happen that now as the consumer are making more and more smarter, they already have identified the designs, what they want, and now from today morning they are all coming to picking up, making the festive very positive, very encouraging. And as you mentioned about last Akshaya Tritiya, I can definitely say that the buyers are very conscious as the rate has gone up, prices. But again, considering this, because you can see the confidence what have bought them again is prices again. You can see last year also we thought it is too high, 72,000 bada number hai. But again, coming to this year, they have been encouraged as the prices have gone up and they had the right decision. So the day is very active. People are there queuing up, and we still, because still around 1 o'clock and day is yet to come, because today it may end up till 12 o'clock tonight. So we are definitely very positive about today's sales and consumer footfall.
Has been on the stronger side, but as compared to last year, perhaps we are seeing some kind of impact on demand. That's the word coming in. But Mr. Mathur, coming to you then, after the solid 30% run up that we have seen this year so far, the big question now is, will the momentum sustain? And in the global market, from the record high of $3,500 per ounce, we have already corrected a tad bit because of easing trade concerns. What's your assessment now? Will the momentum continue? And what's your own assessment when it comes to gold target price for the next 1 year?
Thank you very much, Ashisha, and good afternoon to all of you. Wishing you a very, very happy Akshaya Tritiya. Means whatever you have shown at the start of this particular session itself, kind of a brief report said everything. So yes, we did touch $3,500 some few weeks back. Currently, we have around $3,300 levels per troy ounce. So it's gone declined by around $200 or so from the highs of 3,500. Your question is pretty much valid, whether the boom would continue to be or not. So fundamental reasons are very critical these days. And that is what is making the gold prices to touch highs again. Uh, One definitely is the geopolitical tensions. The second concern relates to the economy, the global economy. The GDP projections has been toned down by the IMF, and therefore that is also one of the reasons of a safe haven buying. Plus, geopolitical tensions, as I said, let it be the Russia-Ukraine factor or the Middle East, has given all the positives for the gold to be part of the asset class. You rightly said the gold on the Indian markets have given about 30% returns from the last Akshaya Tritiya, and the spot gold in dollar terms has given about 25 to 26% returns in the international space. So I think the overall trend on a long-term basis, Ashisha, remains bullish. For a simple reason that if the growth concerns continue to be, and which would be the case, although there are some conciliatory tones from the US administration regarding the tariff havoc which happened in the early April, I would say that the growth factor would be something to be watch out for, and therefore the central banks would be going little dovish, not hawkish now, in spite that the inflationary concerns because of the tariff would continue to be. So I would say that the positive momentum might continue, but in the kind of the rally we have seen over the last couple of years, post-COVID, and I would say since even 2008, the post-depression, or I would say the Great Recessionary period, I would say that kind of a rally would not be that possible as of now. There is a correction, but the long-term trend remains positive. As far as the portfolio is concerned, Ashisha, I say that around 12% to 10% of the portfolio should be held in gold because of the kind of adverse times we see. And that's a great hedge, be it the inflation, be it the risk assets, all those things. When they don't do well, the gold has been performing. And that's what the screen is showing over the period of 5, 10 or other years. So I would say has to be part of the portfolio. There's no doubt. Don't seek returns out of it, but just a hedge against your portfolio in turbulent times where we are today. Thank you.
Understood. So the positive momentum that we have seen over the last few years is likely to continue, but 10 to 12% allocation is what you are recommending. Ms. Biliboria, I would like to come to you now. What would your view be when it comes to allocation to precious metals, particularly gold? Would you concur with the 10 to 12% allocation that Mr. Mathur was just recommending?
Hi, and thanks for having me. So what we do is the asset allocation for our clients. So I'll be talking from the investment advisory and portfolio management kind of outlook. We have allocated between 5 to up to 20% in gold, because it also depends on the time horizon and the current journey of the client in terms of where they are. We are using this commodity as a hedge, but we also see a lot of demand in silver picking up because of its wide usage. And therefore, the gold to silver ratio is where we're finding an arbitrage opportunity in silver for clients to invest. But having said that, we always get a couple of calls from our clients every Akshaya Tritiya to do some investment in gold. And like you rightly mentioned, there has been a shift from purchasing physical gold to buying gold ETFs or buying gold funds, depending on the client's journey and objective and time horizon. So yes, we are seeing that a gold allocation is important between 5 to 20%. We would think that definitely the metal will not probably grow at the same rate that it has in the last 1.5 years. But having said that, we are all waiting, with open eyes and ears on the final tariff decision points. But also to curtail currency and to ensure that inflation is in check, we have a lot of allocation to gold for our clients as well.
Okay, so 5 to 20%, that's the percentage allocation to the yellow metal recommended by our experts. But Mr. Shah, coming back to you then, what's the sense that you're getting from customers on ground? Are they buying because of sheer FOMO thanks to the recent surge in prices, or are they waiting in anticipation of fall in gold prices? What's the sense that you're getting from customers on ground?
So when we say it started with definitely people are very cautious as the price has raised very fast. But again, the other sense, they also want this time to grab this opportunity because everybody is very bullish. And like when they see the media and the investment consultants like Mathur said that it's going to be bullish over a time. So these people are not going to buy for a short term. They are putting this as an investment. So it serves the dual purpose of investment as well as satisfaction of owning it, using it. So people, when we see here, are very optimistic. Again, if you see this year, again, it's going to be a big wedding season as it was last year. So again, it's a need base. And people, again, are seeing that they don't lose this opportunity of buying. So they are gradually buying it. Say, for an instant, I say, many people, in spite of today is almost 99,000, 98,000, but few days back was much more higher. In anticipation, they came here, selected the design. Few of them booked the gold, and today we are seeing them picking up their deliveries, because the day is today. So in terms of consumer, we see a very clear trend. Definitely, the trend has shifted because now they're very cautious in terms of modernization of the designs. They don't want that typical one. The trend is coming of the lightweight jewelry. They can use it, not only keep in the locker. And when it comes to it, it also satisfy their aspiration in terms of desire and in terms of social need, because see, we have again seen that changing trend from more of gold to shifting to a diamond because we are more diamond centric people. So because of the rise in the gold, again, the price has, neutralized the diamonds. So people, because we still say that 3% of the Indian population owes diamond and 97% is what the opportunity is for us. And gradually, because everybody is aware of Indian story, people are growing, their uh, salary, their investments are growing up in all the terms. Let's say somebody has, let's say 100 grams of gold last year, it has shot up to 30%. His net worth has gone up. So these are the multiple factors. And again, I'm emphasizing the same. When we speak to them, they say, okay, let's try small. So they're keeping on small buying. So they doesn't want to miss out and again want to rationalize the risk of high price. So today's consumer is very smart. But again, when we see the trend of last 50 years, gold always has been appreciating. Every consumer knows this. Every individual customer knows this. So as and when they get the liquidity, they are buying a small time investment or doing something. Various possible investment schemes are available. Like, all the jewelers are having different kind of proposition. Like you pay for 10 months and they get 11th month free. Somebody said 6 and 7 month free. Different jewelers offer different ranges. So it helps them to a on regular interval to get by step investment, and at the end of the year they get a huge chunk of it at the mid price. And nowadays they're also able to freeze the price, so that's an added advantage to it. Again, the rising price, but most of the jewelers has come up with the promotions. Different people has different kind of promotion. You see all the promotions throughout the streets. Even at Krishna, we have a promotion of, we buy the gold rate at the current price.
Understood.
And so in this reason, they're able to upgrade themselves. Let's say they have come with the old gold, let's say 20 grams, but with the 20 grams and next 10 grams, they're able to put in, so they are able to upgrade. So
Understood.
because what happen is, for the consumer, they get a choice and there is no other choice left for them apart from the gold.
Understood. Mr. Shah, Ms. Bilimoria and Mr. Mathur, thank you so much for taking your time out and joining us here on ET Now. And what a rally it has been. 11% CAGR over the last 10 years, and brokerage houses and experts continue to remain bullish. But shifting focus then, Anjali, my colleague, is joining us live from Mumbai's famous Zaveri Bazar to get us a mood check on this auspicious day of Akshaya Tritiya. Anjali, over to you.
Right, I am here at Zaveri Bazar in Mumbai, where the auspiciousness of Akshaya Tritiya is what is keeping customers coming to the jewelry stores in spite of rising prices of gold. Now, the day is considered auspicious. People take these gold bars and gold coins home, worship it with the expectation expectations that this will give them umpteen returns in the near future. As you can see, there are a lot of customers who are coming in, buying all sorts of making all sorts of different purchases, be it gold chains, gold bars, or even gold coins, and that is what the jewelers are saying, that in spite of the increasing prices, customers are still coming. We have Mr. Jain with us here. Sir, सुबह से कैसा फुटफॉल रहा है लोगों का?
यूजुअली शॉप पे 11 बजे आते हैं. आज हम बड़े दिन से 3:30 मुहूर्त की वजह से 9 बजे से हमारे पास स्टाफ के फोन आ गए, प्लीज कम टू शॉप. 9 बजे से कस्टमर की तादाद शुरू हो गई और आज हम रात को 11 बजे तक के मुहूर्त में हम काम करेंगे. और इस समय कंटिन्यूस कॉइन बाइंग, ज्वेलरी बाइंग, सब ऐसा मानते हैं कि आज के दिन खरीदारी जो करो उसको ले जाके घर पे पूजा करो, उसके बाद उसकी बहुत वृद्धि आती है. और इसी यश और वृद्धि के साथ हम देख रहे हैं कि आज का 3.5 मुहूर्त 97,000 के भाव में भी भरपूर खरीदारी हुई है.
तो सर, कौन सी फॉर्म में सबसे ज्यादा गोल्ड बिक रहा है या किस ग्राम में सबसे ज्यादा गोल्ड की बिक्री आप देख रहे हैं?
नहीं, सब फॉर्म में कॉइन और बुलियन भी ले रहे हैं लोग और ज्वेलरी भी ले रहे हैं लोग. बिल्कुल फॉर्म जैसा कुछ नहीं है, सब खरीदारी हो रही है. एक लाइट वेट ज्वेलरी ज्यादा बिक रही है और बड़ी खरीदारी में भी जिनके इधर शादी है उनकी बड़ी खरीदारी हो रही है रिसाइकल गोल्ड से.
So that is the mood here at Zaveri Bazar, where people are making these purchases with the expectations that the gold prices will keep on increasing.
Anjali, thanks so much for joining us. But shifting focus from Mumbai to Delhi, then Sumita Karir is now joining us live from one of the showrooms in Noida to get us a mood check. Sumita, over to you.
Well, I'm coming to you from this showroom right here in the national capital, and it's Akshaya Tritiya Day. But if you see around at the showroom, there are not very many people here, just about 2 customers, and I've been here since the past half an hour or so. The footfall of customers, as much was expected, is not really here, given the fact that gold prices have soared over the past couple of months. However, they seem to have eased off a bit in the past few hours. However, prices still remain elevated. And let's get a sense of customer purchase patterns from Mr. Gaurav, who's of course the owner of this showroom. Thank you very much, Gaurav, for joining us here on ET. Now, give us a sense of the customer traction that you're getting this year versus last year. Is this something that you were expecting?
Thank you, ET. Thank you for being here and giving me an opportunity to say something about the gold prices and Akshaya Tritiya. Happy Akshaya Tritiya to all our customers. So the gold has given a 45% gain since last year. And we were expecting these slow footfalls this year because gold has risen, since January it has risen 28%, which is quite a lot. And I'm sure the instability in the market is not very confident for the customers to, buy gold. But I'm expecting a lot of better footfalls by the evening, I'm sure.
All right, so you're anticipating some customers to sort of come and drop by this evening. The day is not over yet. However, half the day has gone. Gaurav, but are customers veering towards other options, let's say silver, for example, given the fact that gold prices have remained elevated for a very long period of time now?
Yes, they have been. And gold has given the investors a very good return. And silver is also the new gold now, and people are preferring buying silver more than before. And I believe silver and gold will always be favorite for any investor in the country.
Can you give us a sense of, the footfall that you have seen today, the lack of customers that have come here versus what happened last year or, just about a couple of months back?
Last year was a very good year for us on Akshaya Tritiya. The prices were very stable. So every investor sees stability in the market. And this year it has been a very wild roller coaster ride. And I believe the footfalls will slow down this year.
Right. And in terms of the overall revenues from your gold division, is that going to take a dip as well?
Yes, I believe so. It is going to take a dip as well because we need stability in the market, as I again said. And when stability is good, I think the footfall will come back.
Silver is the new gold. That's the word coming in. Sumita, thanks so much for joining us with all those details. But we slip into a break on that note. More news and updates coming up on the other side. Stay tuned.